Welcome back to Coastal Resin and Glitter. Today we are going to pour the mold that I made 3 days ago. So it's had plenty of time to degas. It's been sitting here waiting for me to use it, so let's get it done today. I am going to pour it in Dianka Pours Honey Ganache, and of course Dianka Pours Ultra White. Is there anything that can't be done in that? And if I've got extra, I have got the Into Resin crystal. No, you know what? I don't want to do crystal. When it's crystal, I like to do the clear. So I put that to the side. I do have my little pot that I've got to figure out where the lid is for it. I think it's a little you know, the little tea lights, but it almost looks too small for a tea light. So I'm not quite sure what it is for. We'll see. It's what we're pouring, but there looks to be like there should be a lid. I've probably got a lid around here somewhere that's close by, but underneath stuff. That, and if we have extra, I have got some little hippopotamuses that we could pour. I don't think I have poured the hippopotamus yet. So that's what we'll do. I'll set this out here to pour with the extra. As I'm going to pour, probably I'll do 6 ounces. I don't think it's probably only going to take maybe 3 ounces or maybe 4 ounces for what I've got to make, but we'll see. So I will be back when I get the Let's Resin 4-hour Fast Cure mixed. BRB. Okay, so I am back. I ended up pouring 250 mLs. So what, about 9 ounces each. And I picked a different mold to make as my second mold if I need it. Kind of a complementary to what it is I'm already going to be pouring, which will be a surprise when you see what I molded. Don't want it to be too unsurprising. Okay, so I've got about half and half in the Honey Ganache and in the Ultra White. And I'm going to pour it the same way that I poured it for that rabbit the other day. I love the way that it mingled together. It wasn't necessarily marbled together, but it was separate. And that's what I actually want. I don't particularly care that if it marbles. This isn't a fancy piece to be marbling, I guess, is what you would consider it. So let's get this all stirred up. And I'm going to bring my alcohol up here so I don't forget to spray like I always do. And see, I put the mica powder in there for the purpose of putting alcohol in to dissolve it, and then I didn't do it. If there's anything that I'm going to forget, I will forget something. Anyway, we just have to make sure we stir this good. I stir it like I would cake batter or pancake batter. When you stir it, when you get it close to you, you run your stick around the edge so that anything that's between you and the edge is getting squished, getting into the absolute powder. And then when I get this all mixed, then I'm going to put it through the vacuum chamber. So BRB. Okay, so I am back. We are debubbled, I hope, and give it a little bit of a mix there and here. Okay, Let me spray. Let me see where I've got to poke at. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of white first. Let's see if it gets into where I want it to go. Yeah, long enough. And then a little bit of brown, and then I'm going to poke it down in there so that that can get kind of mixed together a little bit. Need to have something that is long. Thought I had my pink stick here. I don't remember. There's one right there. And I think the other one is over here somewhere. We don't want any bubbles. Okay, so let's hope that that eliminated bubbles for that so far. And I'm going to try again. Okay. Let me pick it up and I like to roll it around and have contact with, I've done that for a long time, and it seems to kind of help with exterior bubbles on occasion. You know, nothing's going to help all the time. Okay, so let's finish filling this up with the, let me turn it so that we got kind of a little bit of a different decoration going here. And it looks like I've got a little bit more brown than I do white mixed, which is fine. And I think that I need to pour a little bit more. Okay, and that is domed. Okay, I'm gonna move this back out of the way and let's do this guy. Kind of the same way. I'm gonna do a little bit of white first, a little bit of brown, then I'm gonna squishy around on its head so that we can make sure we get all the important, valuable parts. Kind of got a dark head there. I hope it's not all dark. Let me mix it around a little bit more. Looks like the brown could come down a little bit. Okay. And I'm gonna run out of, I must have poured a whole heck of a lot of white. Either that or I poured more white in the first mold than I realized. Okay, let's turn it around. Okay, I am going to just get this white mostly out of here. Do a little brown. This is kind of a not so fancy dirty pour. So that is all of the white, the ultra white. Now, yep, this was a dirty cup again, but it had just clear in it before. Now it's just white and it'll cure and I can use it again. I use them until I get a dark color, like the brown I'll throw away. I will throw the brown out. Okay. Well, you need to be out of the way, girl. You're gonna get sprayed. What side? You know what side. Where'd Patches go? Did you bury her? You better not have. Better not have, girl. I don't want to squirt that because that is domed, and this one is about to be. I can't see if you guys are in camera or if you can see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. If I need to get at a better angle, I don't. Do some of them do it kind of like at a kind of a sideways angle so that you can get the view of the pour? Because sometimes when we pour, that really is almost all out of view. Okay, let's get. I will have to clean paper before when we demold. Okay, and this is Let's Resin's 4-hour that I am pouring, and I do have a little bit of I actually have quite a bit. We'll have a bunch of brown rhinos. Let's see. I didn't pour the first one correct, and this is a cautious thing for me to do with this in my hand because I can feel the tremors coming on. See, it just did. That is why they're called essential tremors, because it's when you are essentially doing something. Okay. They're not serious. Nothing that's deadly, other than it just is very annoying. And let's hope that this is going down into the dinos. I probably should be poking them a little bit. I can't poke those, they're too full. This one looks like an ear or something on the side. Let's see if I can squeeze it a little bit. All right, let's get some cleanup done. It's over poured a little bit. And somewhere I got a duck mold, but that would make us have brown ducks. I'm not sure that a brown duck is a good thing. Whoa, 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 whoa. that dino is a little bit on the full side. Okay. Well, I will find something to pour and you will see it on depour. Bye. We will be back.